welcome to Live from Sparkwood in 21. This series chronicles one of the greatest television shows of all time, the 1990s cult classic Twin Peaks, created by David Lynch and Mark Frost. Joining me on this journey will be superfans, Last Call with Troy Pacelli, and Netters Network, along with soon-to-be superfan, Aged Boomer. So slide into a booth at the Double R Diner and order a damn fine cup of coffee and a heavenly slice of cherry pie as we watch and discuss Episode 5, Cooper's Dreams. Already in the chat. First, Netters Network. The emoji queen herself, Lady Mist. Big Out presents, host of Films with Friends, and a 10-word review. I will be joining Al this Friday night at 7:30 Eastern for a special Friday night edition of Films with Friends, and we're going to be watching Sorceress, 1982. Dee Myers Jr. in the house. Evelyn Hampton, Qapla' Admiral. Well, good evening, Plus Time TV. I hope that you won't be away for too long. Enjoy the show. Lester San Jose to Skeptic Tank. And Orville Nation. Hello, PJ. All right. I am going to bring in our panelists, and we will start the show. All right.
Here we
Ladies
are.
and gentlemen, good evening.
Good evening. How are you doing tonight, sir?
Fair to partly cloudy. How about yourself?
Well, this good little girl decided to work overtime tonight, so I'm not so swamped tomorrow.
So she literally just got off of work before we started.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She took that whole 5-minute commute to get down here.
Hey, I had to stop for ice cream along the way. There was a jam.
Yeah, I know.
And hello to JPRPH1.
Does anyone remember the show Nowhere Man?
Vaguely.
I remember
Vaguely,
the title.
yeah.
I remember the song.
Bruce Greenwood.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he walks in, he's at dinner with his wife, walks out for a second, goes back in the restaurant, she doesn't know who he is, and his entire identity is gone, and nobody knows who he is. And
Oh, weird.
conspiracy, and I don't know. Okay.
Did we ever get resolution on that? Or
It only lasted one season, so no.
I hate that. I hate that. I feel that way about. That's why it bothers me that I have the Lost Room on my DVD shelf, because it was a mini series that I think was meant to be the pilot for a full blown series.
Yep.
That never happened, and I'm like, ugh, ugh.
I guess Twin Peaks was one of those types of shows too for a while until we got the follow-up.
For a while.
Yeah.
Well, yes, but I feel like the main mystery that people were focused on, who killed Laura Palmer, the network forced them to wrap that up less than midway through the second season. So, yes, there's a little bit of a cliffhanger at the end of this first partial season, And we are gonna we were talking in the green room just before we went live, talking about what we might do between seasons is take some time to go over Laura Palmer's Secret Diary, which was published in between. So we're going to end up taking a little look back, to before where we started. And then we'll jump into season 2.
Or we could just do like big murder board like they do in like CSI and all that, and put up the pictures of everybody and how.
Yeah, but I'm not allowed to smoke on stream, so.
They don't smoke on the show.
No, I'm just thinking of the guy in the meme with the cigarette and the string and the, wild look in his eye.
I'm thinking more like the closer. So Major Crimes.
Oh, okay. I see where you're going with it. Okay.
And I think that was my phone making noise, so I just muted it. I only had the sound up because my doctor was supposed to call, and I didn't want to miss
I have my sound on too because I was expecting a call today.
it. Okay, we got a note in the chat about that. PJ said, I guess it's not a good time to call you right now, huh?
No, but in fact, that's why I did have my sound on, so I got to turn my sound down. Thank you. Sorry, guys. Real professional show we got going on here.
We're human.
Well, this is what you get for bringing on a panel of, fly-by-night penny anti-YouTubers.
No, we're showing the human side, dear.
Mm-hmm.
We're relatable.
I'm still ticked off that Crime Story ended with all the characters aboard a crashing plane.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about series that had bad endings, right? Okay. I am glad that the show Monk wrapped up, solving the, ongoing mystery of, his wife's death. The only problem is it doesn't make a lick of sense. It was clearly contrived. They did not have a plan for it from the beginning. Same thing with Gossip Girl. You find out who Gossip Girl and you're like, that's not even possible. That makes zero sense. I hate when they do that. And I would throw into that grouping of thrown together endings that don't make a lick of sense. Lost. Well, I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense, but it's kind of cheap because we'd already solved it seasons earlier, only for JJ to say, no, that's not it. Yeah, it turns out to be absolutely it. So that's why I laughed and I said this when Into Darkness comes out and everyone's going, oh, it's Khan. And he's like, no, it's not. It's, Captain whoever majigger.
It's Rogue Agent.
Yeah, and it's like, right, just like you said that it wasn't Purgatory that they were in Lost until, it's Purgatory, No, yeah, but Twin Peaks is just a little bit different. You do get answers to the actual mysteries that are being, that are coming up. But the bigger mystery, it's kind of like the meaning of life, kind of a mystery. Yeah. Kind of like, what's the sound of one hand clapping? That kind of stuff. If a tree falls in the woods, no one's around to hear it, doesn't make a noise. That kind of stuff. There's not meant to be an answer. You're supposed to spend years and years thinking about it and finding different answers all the time.
Well, yes, because as we know, that David Lynch's original plan was that the initial crime, the MacGuffin, the mystery, was never really supposed to be solved. It was just supposed to lead you to all of these other little mysteries that were going on in town. And even though, the mystery that brings us here does get solved, there are all of these other little things. There's a lot of story going on, and you find out that Laura Palmer's murder just scratches the surface of what's really going on. And I'm sure when we get to season 3, the mystery will deepen even more. Right.
And I mean, at this point, it's not even a spoiler because there's certain things that I want to recap. Keep in mind that Agent Cooper is a federal agent. He has no jurisdiction unless, well, in this case, they use Ronette Pulaski coming across the state line, right? A little bit later on, we find out that there's a drug, I don't want to call it a drug cartel, but it's the equivalent of a drug cartel, operating in Twin Peaks, crossing the Canadian border, so it's international, right? And he made a reference to, didn't he in the pilot, when he was talking to Diane, didn't he mention, what's her name, from a year earlier? That's why he was looking under the fingernail?
That's correct.
What was her name again?
Teresa Banks.
Teresa Banks, right. So he's already mentioned Teresa Banks. Teresa Banks was also across state lines in, well, what? They are in Washington, so that she must have been, what, in Oregon? That's the state that's south, right? No.
What?
What's the state that's south of Washington?
I thought it was
Oregon?
California.
Washington State.
California.
Give me a map.
I'm an American. I don't know.
Oregon, yes. Oregon is the state directly south of Washington.
Oh, hell.
Thank you.
I thought it was to the right.
Portland? You ever heard of Portland?
No.
They had a little summer of love a couple of years ago.
Oh,
Yeah,
there's a port by there. Duh.
Yeah. The land of the port. Yes. Making me feel stupid. I was right. My
Who,
God.
me?
Yeah, you guys were poor.
Bad
What are you
person.
talking about, Oregon? The one underneath
I
that
kept thinking it was
is
California.
Yeah, no, there's a whole other
California's
state
so
in between.
big, it just takes up
Washington.
most of this left coast, you know?
That is true, but there's more left coast there. Washington and Oregon are like
North
California
Dakota,
North. Yeah.
California North. Okay.
You know, but yeah, you could split California in two, and you'd have two states about as long as Washington and Oregon. But anyway, I digress. The point is that is why you have a federal agent, because Idaho, Oregon, and Washington all are in play as part of this, what turns out to be a serial killer. You know, if you count Laura and Teresa Banks, two murders with a very similar MO, and but then you have his jurisdiction over the drug trafficking across the Canadian border. So there you go. In fact, I'm looking at the map right now, and honestly, so it is the. If you were to look at a map right now, there's a Colville National Forest. That's basically where Twin Peaks should be, if it was a real place in the real world. But it's not. It's actually filmed in Snoqualmie and North Bend, Washington, which is a little bit closer to the center of the state, a little bit south. But anyway, very nice place to visit. If you get a chance, you really, really should. I mean, it's really the only thing I'd want to bother with in Washington State, but that's just me personally. Anyway, sorry. I do go off on tangents when I get talking about Twin Peaks.
Hey, that's what the show's about.
Right?
Indeed.
Anyway.
All right, but we don't want to keep people in chat waiting for too long. They do want to get to it, so...
Oh, well, we're building a suspense.
Oh,
Suspense is good.
Well, they've waited a whole week, so I mean, let's, we shouldn't keep them waiting any longer than that.
Okay.
But
Hit that like button.
yes. Hit the like,
And-
subscribe, share.
And by all means, right-click on the link at the top of the chat so that you can open up the Cosme link and watch along with us. And I'm going to go ahead and load this video. Screensaver. Let's see.
And I can't spell.
There we go. Entire screen with sound. Otherwise, you won't hear it. Share.
We can lip read. And guess
Well,
the plot.
I am going to have. There we go.
You're going to have the words for, your deaf
I
wife.
am going to have the words. And okay. And I'm ready to go when you are. You want to do the 3, 2, 1 play, and then when you say play, I'll hit the play button.
All right. Episode 5, Cooper's Dreams. In 3, 2, 1, play.
Now this episode has a kind of a minor cliffhanger that I think gives Agent Cooper plenty of dream fodder. Just my opinion, though. You'll get that joke at the end of the episode.
Dream fodder.
Something to dream about.
Remember back in the old days, American manufacturing. That's what I see.
Yeah.
When I see this.
Yeah, I do. It's kind of funny when you suddenly lock down everything and you can't get anything shipped. We suddenly can't get anything on the shelves anymore because it's all sitting in tanker trucks off the coast. Imagine that. Maybe we should start manufacturing back here in the States again.
Look at this.
Just saying. Oops.
Just saying. I see a thingy.
Yeah, sorry. Let me fix that. There we go.
Warren Frost, who's he again?
Dr. Hayward.
Yep.
Oh, right. Okay.
Everett McGill, of course, you know.
Bet there's some good fishing in those,
Jack Nance.
those waters.
Ray Wise.
Now I want some cod fillets.
Well, Christmas is coming up. We're going to have the Night of Seven Fishes.
I got to wait a month.
Well, not necessarily. I love this.
I remember this intro.
Yep. He's right. That is true.
Oh, send me some too. They're still doing road construction.
Yeah.
See, I don't know. I like the Norwegians, though. Come on, listen to that. These are the Vikings.
I'm sorry, but somebody wakes me up at 4 o'clock in the morning singing and dancing. I'm going to go down and say, y'all need to either take it somewhere else or just keep it down.
See, I'd go over there and then you'd see me singing with them in about 10 minutes or something.
Yeah, these aren't Norwegian. The Norwegians left in the.
Or these
Icelanders. These are the
Icelanders.
Icelanders, right?
Oh, please. Big difference there.
Yeah. The Icelanders
There's
would
like a
say.
big difference.
Oh, love that sweater.
So by all means, more coffee.
Yes, exactly.
Well, he's trying to wake up.
Yeah.
Of course, I keep looking at his hair going, how much, brill cream did you shove in there?
Quite a bit.
It looked like the character from an anime without that stuff. It'd be all over the place, right?
Because Bobby
Wednesdays
does
were
the same thing.
ridiculous.
There's all that grease in his hair.
That's not really
You're
great
stopping
flirting.
it too.
That I can't believe you were ever my age. That doesn't sound very flirty.
She 18.
It sounds insulting.
I mean, it's possible if she's like a senior.
She's a senior, sure.
Okay, all right. Iceland's on a bucket place of places to see. Iceland.
Okay, I absolutely detest the smell of cigars, but I love the smell of pipes. Every time I see him light up that cigar, it's like, ew, the room's gonna stink. And if it's not a good cigar, it's gonna smell even worse.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I just confirmed. Yes, she was 18 at this time.
Okay, in real life she may have been, but on the show, how old was she supposed to be?
No, she was older than 18
Oh.
when she played the role. The character was 18.
Some
She
garlic.
was born August 24th of 1970.
I want to try some of that lamb now.
Right?
Is he trying to eat the lamb?
He's just kissing it. There's plastic over it.
Ew.
You know, he wants to rotisserie it. That's what he said.
Yes, but then his mouth was all over it. It's like, dude, get a room.
I hope he means One-Eyed Jackson, not like Big Ed's Gas Farm.
Well, look, it's Mr. Fun Times.
What's funny is if you look at Leland's jacket, it looks like he's wearing a robe. But then when they pan out, you see it's a jacket. But there's one.
Thank
ugly
you
jacket.
so much for stopping by, Lady V Elements.
Yay.
I did for a
Sweet.
second think he was in his pajamas until we zoomed out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving to you. Yeah, he's clearly kind of falling apart.
Well, he did just lose his daughter.
Yup.
It's called Passion, Cooper.
Yeah. They're having fun. They're away from home. They're partying.
Plus, probably it's probably their daytime at night. Because if you're going.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
may still not be.
Because the waitress said something about it's going to take a day or two for the biological clocks to
Yeah.
Right.
change.
Oh, here we go. Look at this. He'll be right as rain in a minute.
Yeah. It helps.
Well, sugar and caffeine. What the heck is in the ceiling? I was like, what the heck are you doing?
Eesh.
Dear
I'll be wearing
Forum.
gloves when touching
Yeah.
that magazine and not for forensic reasons.
I know. I was thinking the exact same thing.
Yeah, I was looking at going, shouldn't you be wearing gloves? I mean, you took it down with tweezers. You should be protecting any fingerprints.
You should be protecting your hands from anything on
that
that
too.
magazine. Ew.
Someone's getting catfished.
But did you recognize the wallpaper in that picture? However,
No.
I'm
Oh,
not
no.
sure that they'll mention it again, but I'm pretty sure it's the same wallpaper from the room that. Oh well, you wouldn't because we haven't watched Fire Walk with Me yet. Mess myself.
Scream,
Yeah,
mess
yeah.
myself, jump out a window.
I reckon that's not the answers he's looking for, though.
Probably not, but let's be real.
Yeah, he wouldn't be that calm, cool, and collected. He'd be
Right.
pooping himself.
Oh, by the way, quit flagging your girlfriend with the firearm there, buddy. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. And, get your finger off the trigger,
Trigger discipline.
right?
Jesus.
He's not.
Yeah.
He doesn't always have proper foresight, does he?
No, not at all.
Oh, look, he's back. Oh,
I do like this because exactly what we just said, right? It all changes when, oh, he really is here. Or at least they think he is. I like how he pronounces Renault.
No. Jacques Lafleur, the handyman from down the street. Anyway,
Yeah, right.
this is probably the best guy that could have gotten at their door too, right?
yeah, pretty much, yeah.
No follow-up questions. It's just you know.
And let's get back to Snogging.
Breakfast is going to get cold.
Breakfast? What's that? Yeah.
They have a different breakfast in mind.
To-do list. Meals on Wheels. 2, kill Leo.
Right, exactly. I miss you too, Leo. But my aim is improving.
Ba-dum-bum.
What you got cooking?
I knew you were going to say that.
Because you know me so well. And I'm kind of predictable. You know, the funny thing is, you look up, you see the pine trees, on the truck. I could almost smell them. Same situation. I mean, they both got their situation that they can't resolve.
Maybe they need to set up Nadine with her husband. That might solve things, right?
Yeah, I don't see that working out at all.
Yeah, stay tuned, Boomer.
Yeah.
Oh.
These two.
And the music is so appropriate, but then if you hear the words in your head, don't let yourself be hurt this time. It's like, oh, yeah, that's just,
Oh, Emery.
Yep.
This guy.
Yep. But what do you expect, you know?
Yeah.
Now, she does play this well.
I'll be Bob. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
She really
Well,
isn't
there
a
goes
good
his
little
plan.
witch.
You know, she knows what she wants. That's why she's there. It's the fastest way she can think of to get what she wants. She's got evil inclinations, but she's trying to use them for good, and that's what's freaky.
Plus, she's a horn, so she has manipulation down to a science.
Oh yeah.
So she would be a Slytherin.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Probably yes.
Okay. Anyway, sorry, you were saying. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I don't think so.
Well, see, what she doesn't realize is that it can go both ways. He can go right to her father and say, I interviewed your daughter and she was most inappropriate. She threatened to rip her dress and say I made a pass at her if I didn't put her behind the perfume counter.
Yeah.
If you go to the store right now, you'll find her behind there because I didn't want any issues.
But he's a beta male who's afraid of both of them.
Yeah.
Look, there's also the risk that he wouldn't believe him.
Well, there's an even longer term risk. She may be his boss one day.
Yes.
And again, this is, that purity of him,
I mean, he comes across as so innocent. You're wondering, has he ever been with a girl? Like,
Yeah, I don't think so.
Because he just seems so pure and innocent. That's a pretty scene.
Oh, this is the episode we needed the donuts for. Darn it.
That was your job.
I know.
You had one job.
No, I've got 1,000 jobs.
Oh, we got
Is that a
cinnamon rolls
crawler?
upstairs.
What is that?
I think it's what are they, Long John? Possibly a maple Long John.
That looked like a maple flavored one, yeah.
They do have them at this donut shop in Snoqualmie. They are good.
And they used to be huge.
Yep. Problem is they make you huge, so you gotta take it easy.
Well, it's like, you order one thinking you're getting a regular size
Oh,
one,
yeah.
and the one they bring you is so big
Yeah.
that you can't eat the second one that you order because you figure, I'll eat two.
You want something huge? Try going to Texas and ordering a chicken fried steak. You'll be shocked at how large it is. It's like it took up a whole plate.
The drapes.
I like the fact that he says from his dream, and yet he looks at the photograph on the wall, right? making a real world connection.
What kind of lunch they packing?
Don't know.
They go to the Double R Diner and get some sandwiches to go.
Absolutely.
Well, it's like I always wondered why they didn't cover up the T Mar bit of it.
Well, the funny thing is that since the show, it had changed names 3 times in the real world.
Oh yeah, because wasn't it also called Tweeds?
Tweeds. I think it's still called Tweeds. That's what I'm drinking. Again, just she is such a different character from Laura.
Yeah, here she acts like kind of like the nerdy, innocent girl.
So this is interesting. You actually have different groups of people trying to solve this mystery. I mean, kudos to Audrey. She's at least trying to give information to Cooper, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So now, go into someone's room and it's easy. You look at the vents. That's the first place I'd look. Well, first you look under the mattress to see if something got stuffed under there.
Under the mattress, under the bed, behind the bed.
Taped
the
under
bed.
the drawers.
Under the drawers, yeah.
In the vents. I watch a lot of crime shows.
Well, look who's there.
Yeah.
Shouldn't we be working?
Dun dun dun.
Maybe he's taking a break.
I always did like Peggy Lipton.
Yep.
She was part of the Mod Squad.
Yes, she was.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember the one guy's name, but there was another white guy, or not another because she's not a guy, but a white guy and a black guy. The black guy was Link.
Right.
I can't remember the white guy's name though. But dang, the guy can have a huge afro. It's like, how do you keep it so fluffy?
Well, look at her hair. How do you keep it so...
Oh, like a can and a half of hairspray?
I know.
Some of the
See,
guys
I
used to go
told ya.
slow. They would just take these picks and go through their afros and make them really fluffy. And it's like, how do you keep it from collapsing? I have no idea.
Oh no,
how they did it.
it's tight curls. If you had curly hair, you'd know how the volume holds.
Oof.
Well, I don't.
That is down.
I got white girl hair that doesn't do much.
Invitation to love.
Yep. My grandmother had that panther lamp.
Yeah.
Well, here's the problem, Garland. You don't know how to do conversation.
Well, that's true.
Not everybody. Well, not alcohol.
Today, or
The day's not over yet.
yeah, I don't know how long that lasts.
Does he just wear the red and blue lenses to be quirky?
Don't know. Yeah, maybe. Maybe he just looks at things differently.
Or maybe he's colorblind? I mean, I don't know if that trick actually works, wearing a red and blue lens to combat color blindness.
D- Well, now that you mention it,
I'm thinking yes and yes.
She is reckless. Man. Is he just trying to, like, manipulate him?
no, but he's also not really helping him. Psychologists should ask leading questions. Or open-ended questions is what I mean
Not
to
lead,
say.
not leading. Yeah.
He's asking leading questions. And basically he's asking questions he already knows the answer to. What he's doing is getting confirmation for himself. Things he knew, thought he knew, or suspected.
Who's the bird?
I don't think
That's
that
the
was Flappy.
transition bird.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not Flappy.
Okay. Well, I didn't think it was Flappy, but maybe
No.
one of the owls, maybe? Or, I don't know.
I thought it was a hawk. But,
It's the stand-in bird.
right.
You know, the extra. They didn't get
Right.
paid for that. No speaking lines.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Yep. That's probably a crow.
Do crows peck at dead bodies?
Yep.
Yeah, they
All COVIDs are
yeah, anything
scavengers.
that's decaying, they'll go after it. Like, after Thanksgiving, after Christmas, when we have, like, leftover turkey that we can't get anything else off the carcass, or we can't get anything else off the ham bone, I'll put it out in the back of the yard, and, like, almost overnight it's gone. Because they just come and attack it. Between them and the raccoons, that is.
Huh.
What?
Alrighty then. Harry looks amused. Cooper looks a little confused.
Don't do anything.
Well, she's right. Here's the thing that you got to remember about the log lady. It took me a while to figure this out. She's not just quirky. She's not just nuts. She is operating on a completely different plane from everyone else. She's aware of things that she doesn't easily communicate.
Mm-hmm.
What?
She knew he was coming.
Yeah.
Yep. Because I'm going to knock your socks off.
Clearly, there's a schedule in her mind that they're unaware of.
Kind of like my office when my sales team is like, can you get this order out and this order out and this order? It's like, if you leave me alone, I can get all the ones that are backed up out and then take care of those ones and they'll all go out because I got my own schedule in my head.
So you notice here that Hawk is at least partly keyed into some of the things that she's getting at.
So is Harry.
Now, this is important because he is now taking that step that he didn't take previously.
Notice he didn't say man or woman. He said man or girl.
Because she had only mentioned the two girls and the two men. She didn't mention any women.
How was the tea?
How are the cookies?
Looked like the kind you got in those tins, or maybe not. Like maybe she made them.
Hey, I make my own cookies.
I don't know. I thought it'd be like one of the ones you like the Dutch cookies or whatever you get in those tins. So I think it was.
Yeah.
Oh, those butter cookies?
Yeah, that's what I thought it was gonna be, but I guess they were larger, so I guess not.
It's like I very rarely buy store-bought cookies. I almost always, like 99.9%, make my own. This way too, I control what's in them. There's no preservatives or anything like that.
That's
I put
better.
in extra vanilla, which makes them taste amazing.
Sounds good.
Yep.
We make Christmas cookies around at Christmas time. We have our own recipe for those.
We might have to do a Christmas cookie exchange, Boomer.
Oh, I know. Well, not maybe someday. Yes. But
There's always music in the air.
Yep. Into the night. I was just going to comment on that.
then there were the ghost cookies. They were the other ones. Those were for Halloween. I haven't had
He's
those
like,
in years though.
I'm just going to sit here because I'm old.
I guess he's the doctor though. I don't
They
know.
leave Gandalf behind and continue on.
Or maybe because there could be gunplay. That's another reason.
Well, true. Oh, now he's concerned about fingerprints.
Yep.
I would turn the player off.
Waldo!
Waldo.
The bird.
All right.
There's
Yikes.
twine.
What's going on here?
Mm-hmm.
The hell?
Poker
So,
chips.
fell out. Broken poker chips.
Yep.
The broken chip.
Yep. Exactly. Oops.
Are you trying to rush us through the episode or something?
No. I was just trying to get the pointer out of the way.
Meanwhile, Movie
Yes.
J.
So there's some nice. That's a nice hat she's got there.
Yeah.
Pete, in case you forgot his name.
Oh,
You know, I realize he loves her,
Yeah.
but he really needs to dump her.
I know, right? Yeah.
I mean, if I treated Troy like that, he'd be like, you know what, I'm done.
See, that's just it. You can forgive a lot, you know?
What, you saying I act like that sometimes? And, yeah, I didn't think so.
You got other problems.
Yeah, you could still sleep in the car. I did get the garage door to close.
Oh boy, here we go.
And she's like, what is your name? So I know you're invited.
I want to cook for you. There's a pickup line.
Okay.
I get it. I actually get it.
You could say, excuse me, brat.
Four.
Well, it hurts.
like that music.
Yep. This is a great soundtrack. You really should pick it up.
I might have it. I have to double check. I have a couple Twin Peaks soundtracks. I should.
You jealous?
Hit me again. Harder, harder.
Yeah, it's not working.
I like that. Hits him again and then says, yes.
I wonder if she actually hit him and how hard.
I mean, from my acting days, you know, especially when you're doing a stage production, yeah, make it real.
He'll hear you.
See, the fact is, she accumulates enough information, she can blackmail everybody.
Here we go. Let me get this straight.
That's the second reference to Iceland not having a lot of trees.
I wonder if you
No.
mispronounced something.
Yeah, that's not really how it works.
I'm not an Icelander. Can I go by property over there? I don't think so. Oh boy.
Apologies, our lawyers here.
And he can't dance very well.
And he's in the middle of a speech. Why is the music starting? It's not like Leland started it.
No, but a certain little brat did.
Oh, okay. That does make sense. That is crisis management,
Now he's dancing pretty good.
Get Jacoby, get a net.
Get him out of my life. That's not very sympathetic, is it?
I mean, she's working it,
Yep. And now they're all getting onto the floor
Right.
and joining in because I think this is how they do it in America. She's like, darn, it didn't get ruined. It's like, come on, let me get you out of here.
And she's the only one who's actually keyed in to what's going on here, Considering what a brat she is, she's the only one who has any compassion.
Great slippers.
I actually have slippers like that.
All right, the black ones with the claws.
Mm-hmm.
You actually have 2 pairs of those. No, you got 1 pair of that. You got 2 pair of a different kind.
Kind of makes you wonder if she was actually just looking for cigarettes.
It's like, now hide.
Here's the picture.
Yep.
Which is my icon.
Mm-hmm.
What's on the tape?
You'll find out.
Things, greatest hits.
Yeah, let's just say it's more than a mixtape. Lester, are you talking about Ray Wise, who plays Leland Palmer? Yeah, he's been in a lot of things. So again, we got a little double dealing going on here, right? Because we got him working with both women against each other.
It's a bad cigarette by the gas stove, right?
Yeah, probably not a good
Dangerous.
idea.
No, my sisters used to do that all the time. Didn't
Your
feel
hair
like hunting
could
for a
catch on
match or have a
fire.
lighter. Okay.
Or the whole house. Imagine this house catching on fire. That could happen.
What the heck?
Is that Andy?
Nope.
Oh.
It's Hank.
You know,
Yep.
ooh.
Yeah, probably not a good idea to say to someone who's pointing a gun at you.
Or close your eyes when you're shooting.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah, there was a scene like that in the movie Marlowe that I watched recently.
Lester says, follow up, homegirl. Yes, you're absolutely right, but you're going to have to wait till next week to see what happens with that. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy.
Oh, yeah, I remember those things.
Yeah.
Yes.
Turn on the light. Why they never turn on the light when they first come in the room?
Uh-oh.
He's like, oh, crud.
Whoa. Oh, gosh. Man.
It's like, sorry, honey, but you weren't in my dream.
Man. Well, she's going to be now. Wow. Yeah. That's a cliffhanger. Yeah. Gotta wait
Is
till
that
next
what
week.
you guys call it?
Yes, exactly. Exactly right.
Yes. Okay.
Yes,
And
that's
hello, Nate.
That's what we're gonna call it from now on. Yeah, welcome.
Yeah, it's been raining all day here too. Yeah.
Yeah, we had some rain ourselves. And
All right,
there we
ladies
go.
and germs. That was episode 5.
Yep.
So this is what I have. I have Twin Peaks music from the limited series. That was the Showtime show. I also have Zuzu Plays the Music of Twin Peaks, which I guess is a cover album.
Yeah, you definitely want to at least get the original soundtrack at Angelo Badalamenti.
All right.
I would also recommend Julie Cruz's "Floating into the Night."
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one as well. I believe there was a second season soundtrack. I'm not sure that I even got that one. But
I don't think I do either.
yeah. Let me double check.
Wasn't there a soundtrack album in 2007? It was like a re-release,
Let's see.
or is that just a Spotify thing?
So let's see. Yes, there was a the original soundtrack from the first season that came out in 1990. Fire Walk with Me came out in 92. The season 2 music and more was released in 2007. That must be the one that I was thinking of. Yeah. But there's actually several albums here I didn't even know about. The Twin Peaks Archive from 2012, Anthology Resources Volume 1, 2017, 2017, the music from the limited event series, that was the Showtime one, and the original soundtrack from the limited edition 2017. Wow. Yeah, there's a lot of music to be gotten. That archive edition has the Deer Meadow Shuffle, an alternate version of the theme, Annie and Cooper from season 2. Yeah, there's a lot of great music on there too. Man, good stuff. But yeah, music is I mean, you know, just like what's his name? George Lucas talks about John Williams making Star Wars. I think in a lot of ways it's Angelo Badalamenti's music and Twin Peaks. You know, it's that important a part of the storytelling. You know, and there are times the music and you know, I do point out how the mood is being set by the music, but it gets even more crucial later on in the series, and especially in Fire Walk with Me, when the musical tone seems very different from what you would expect from what's going on the screen. And that's intentional. That sometimes David Lynch is sending you a message. Yeah, I know what it looks like to your eyes, but listen to the music. There's something else going on here. You know? But, yeah. So for those of you that are more literal-minded about the storyline, with the exception perhaps of the conversation we had with Margaret Lanterman, the log lady, it's all pretty straightforward, right? The relationships, the mystery elements, and so forth, kind of all make reasonable narrative sense. But that would lead you to just kind of dismiss Margaret as she's a kook, you know, she's just saying things like
she listens to a piece of wood.
Yeah, like she's doing a tarot card reading. It could mean anything, right? And I promise you, there's something there. She's given clues to an element of the story that most people at this point in the show wouldn't even be connected to. So that's why this really is worthwhile for subsequent rewatches and whatnot. JPRPH1 is thanking you for this for these streams, deleted scenes, and absolutely, yeah. I mean, these kinds of streams are very, very helpful.
Yes,
if you're trying to get into this series, you know, you don't want to dive into this pool without a lifeguard on duty. So we're here for you, man.
And everybody, you're welcome. This show ultimately was kind of Troy's idea, really. But then again, you know, as we went further into it and realized there were certain things that we wanted to cover, and Troy is here because he's the quote unquote, as he would say on his sort of subject matter expert.
I mean,
you know,
I can't deny that. I really can't. I've just been so immersed in it. I'm like Paul Muad'Dib, you know, immersed in the spice. You know, my eyes are blue at this point.
Mm-hmm. And you know, and I'm looking at this, you know, standing back from it 30 years later, you know, revisiting it, you know, and remembering when I saw it the first time when I was, you know, a junior in high school, you know, in the drama club, and we're all discussing this the next day, you know.
Yeah.
And for those who care to, but because there are those of us who are really into it, and then there were the people who were just there for the grade. But
there are a lot of ways that you are intended to look at this. I mean, for one, exactly as you said, there are. We mentioned this a little bit last week, where we talked about all the references to other movies and TV shows and characters and real world characters. You know, obviously Harry Truman is one of the obvious ones, and D.B. Cooper and whatnot. But there are other characters that have the same name as a previous fictional character from somewhere, and there's a reason for that. And each one of them is supposed to draw allusions. You know, Laura, you know, the very name Laura and her story evoke other stories, and that's important, and your mind should be drawn to those things. Another way of looking at it, another element, is to not think about it too literally. Literally just feel it. Listen to the music. Kind of be like Audrey when she does her dance, right? She just closes her eyes and feels it, right? And I'm telling you, having visited, you know, the various filming locations, having met many of the people that were involved in the making of the show, you know, there is a feeling connection that I absolutely have, you know. when they did do those Twin Peaks festivals in Snoqualmie, they would try to fill up the weekend with activities and whatnot. But sometimes the best was just sitting there in the woods, and just feeling it, and
Oh yeah, it's like going down by the river where we had the picnic.
Yeah.
And just listening to the water.
yeah.
This does sound weird, but it was the most pure sound you could ever listen to.
Yeah, and when we, what's kind of wild is, and I pointed this out in a previous episode, there's a shot where they show the stream, right? And that stream, if you're facing where that stream, and it's really just in a cutscene in between one scene and another. If you are standing on the bank looking at that river, directly behind you, if you turn around 180 degrees, you're looking at the ranger station. Actually, it's his house, but it's for official reasons, it's the ranger station.
And it's so tiny.
It is not as big as you might think it would be, and it's the filming location for the offices of the Rangers in Fire Walk with Me. We'll talk more about that when we get to that movie. But yeah, there's a lot of those kinds of things where right here I'm in this location in Twin Peaks. I turn around and look the other way, and now suddenly I'm somewhere completely different. That's kind of the nature of being in filming locations and whatnot.
And what was interesting is they were, they telling us about the filming locations. And for the Ranger's house, they're like, yeah, you can see how small this room is. We had to shoot from outside the window.
Yeah.
Because no one could fit.
Yeah, like I said, we'll talk more about that when we get to Fire Walk with Me.
Yep.
But yeah, living in a van down by the river. You're gonna bring that up every time I mention the river, right?
Matt Foley should have guest starred on this show as himself, right?
I could see that. I absolutely could. But,
I am 35 years old. I've been divorced 3 times. And I live in a van
down by the river. I do like the way those sketches always wound up. He got through to the kids by them being afraid they'd end up like him, So it's like, okay, I'll do what you say.
That should have been a thing when, I don't know, like Audrey gets into trouble or something. So Mr. Horn brings in Matt Foley, the motivational speaker, to go
right, exactly.
And at the end, he'll go, "I'm moving in with you."
Right. No. Okay, that's all I got for tonight. That was that. I went off on enough tangents on you guys.
Tangents.
Yeah.
I like this episode. Got to see a lot of tasty donuts, and sugar cookies, and tea, and all sorts of things. And the log lady, and people getting shot, and betrayals, and double dealings, and a lot of stuff happened in this episode. Actually.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like a whole season's worth of a soap, or like a whole month's worth of a soap's twists are just in this episode. Think about it.
Yep, but Evelyn's pointing out that Everett McGill played Stilgar in David Lynch's Dune. No, absolutely true. He was also a Major Powers in Heartbreak Ridge. That's probably my favorite role of his, aside from this one. And he was the crazy guy in the People Under the Stairs. Both he and Nadine, they reprised their married-ish roles, kind of, sort of. Oh, yes. That's a weird movie. That's a
a little bit, yeah.
That's a whole other watch one of these days, I think. But here we go. Oh, Everett McGill was born in Miami Beach, Florida.
Excuse me.
Down by where you live now.
Not really by where I live. It's like on the opposite end of the coast. It's almost like a different state.
Well,
Florida has a lot of portions to it. Okay, it's very different depending on where you live in Florida.
It's a very narrow state, though. You're on one coast, you're in the Gulf. You're on the other coast, you're on the Atlantic. But that's what, about an hour's drive, hour and a half.
I guess.
Yeah. But anyway, so I'm just drawing connections.
Drawing connections.
Yeah. But yeah, so next week, do you know what the name of the episode is for next week, Deleted Scenes?
Looking that up now, in fact.
Yeah.
Got the idea I should already have done that, actually, but I didn't. I suck as both host and producer, and you're going to have to bear
No,
with me.
I mean, of all the crazy trivia that I know, especially about things like filming locations, I could, if I were to go back to Snoqualmie, I could probably find for you, like I said, I could point out to you where, obviously I could point out to you where the falls are, the Great Northern, the Packard Sawmill. I could point out to you where the Sheriff's Department is. I could probably find for you that specific spot in the woods where they buried the necklace.
Big Ed's
Big
gas farm.
Big Ed's gas farm. Yeah, the house is still there. But I do not know the names of these episodes because that wasn't a part of my experience with it all this time. So no worries there. I think it's cool that you're actually just filling us in on these.
The name of the episode, according to Wikipedia, is Realization Time. And it was written by Harley Payton and directed by Caleb Deschanel.
Interesting. That name should sound familiar to those of you that are
Bones.
I was going to say fans of Bones, exactly. There you go. Good. So that's something to look forward to. Speaking of things to look forward to, this is actually a very busy week especially for Deleted Scenes, but really for all of us. And if you guys have holiday plans with your families, that's fine. By all means, spend time with your family. That's important. But if you don't have somewhere to be, then I think the next thing I'm seeing on the docket is there might be something going on tomorrow. I'm not 100% certain. The only thing I'm certain of is what's coming up on Thursday. And that's over on Netter's Network. Netter, what are we doing on your channel on Thursday night? Which is
we are going to be
Thanksgiving,
watching a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving.
Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving Things Thursday. That's what we're doing.
That's a classic.
Yep,
It
and you
is.
are all welcome to join us. And just feel like hanging out. That's great.
And of
we'll
course,
be
the
there.
Cosme link will be there so that you can
Yep.
watch along with us. If you don't have the Apple i, whatever the hell that channel is, we'll take care of you for the holiday.
Yeah. Plus, y'all know we always do the Cosme link.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm a little salty. These things that are so classic that we all grew up with.
Everything's
should
on
not be
behind a
behind
paywall.
Yeah, exactly. So Netter and I will be looking out for you. No worries there. Speaking of us looking out for you, Friday. Actually, do we have anything earlier? We have something earlier in the day on Friday, don't we? Deleted Scenes.
Yes, I am going to be joining Big Al Presents for a special Friday edition of Films with Friends. And we are going to be watching Sorceress from 1982.
Yep, with twin stars, as a matter of fact, which
Yes.
I found that quite interesting. It sounds like a really, really good movie. Maybe
It's going to be a fun
something
one.
worth
Yeah.
And then when that wraps up, maybe stop on over to my channel for my annual watch party of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Those aren't pillows.
Well, of course
Yeah.
they are. You just gotta look at them differently.
Oh no.
You gonna be joining us for that Age Boomer?
I will be there.
You gonna bring the ambrosia salad?
Oh. I was watching what is it, Home for the Holidays, the other Thanksgiving movie, and during the dinner someone says, pass the Jello salad. Do I even want to know what Jello salad is? That sounds awful.
I assume that when they say Jello salad, they mean the ambrosia salad, just like Mrs. Poole was talking about. Have you ever had that?
No.
It's actually pretty good.
All
It's
right.
got like nuts and marshmallows and like pineapple, and I don't remember what all's in it. It's actually pretty good.
Whipped cream.
And whipped
I
cream,
think there
yeah.
might be some sherbet in there too.
It's more dessert-like than anything else. But it's not something I usually make. It's the kind of thing I often have when I go to big dinners, potlucks and stuff like that. Somebody ends up making it. But anyway, so that'll be Friday night, low key last call. I say low key, but I was pointing out to Netter, this is a holiday week. I'm still going to be having my drinks on Thursdays, and I'll probably on Friday. I'll probably start early on Thursday. Hell, I'll probably start Wednesday night, for crying out loud. It's the holidays, damn it. But a Jello salad, it's just Jello chopped up into cubes, and you serve it with fruit like grapes or strawberries or cherries. Yeah, that actually sounds pretty good.
That doesn't sound like a side dish at a Thanksgiving dinner.
You're making
Yeah, it's more like the after
like
after dinner like dessert.
Like the dessert.
type of thing.
Yeah, that's fine. That's not what
You take it as a side dish with your main course of pumpkin pie and wash it down with some apple pie. That's how you do it.
and some eggnog.
You know what? I'm going to have to... Well, I wasn't planning on making it for Thanksgiving, but after Thanksgiving, I do have to make Netter some fresh eggnog. We don't buy that stuff in the grocery store anymore. That stuff, don't. Just go to... what's that, Matt, what's his name? That Big Al likes? Tasting History.
Oh,
That's the name of the YouTube channel.
I was going to say.
Go check it out. He's got a great little recipe for eggnog. You can do that. Or of course Elton Brown. Elton Brown has a good eggnog from scratch. That's really how you should do it. So that's Friday. Saturday. We were just on Big Al's channel for Son-in-Law, so that means this is your week, Netter of Netter's Network. What are we watching on Saturday? I could just go to the MeWe group and look. That's kind of why I have it.
I know it's not Conan.
No,
We did that one.
It's another C one.
Yes, it's a C word.
But not that C word.
No, not that C word.
Events. Retro Cinema is... come on, open up. Open up. Oh, the Croods! Little prehistoric fun here. A little animated. This, remember a time when family animated films were actually good, that you actually wanted to see? We'll see the Croods on Saturday on Netter's Network. Once again, we'll provide you with the Cosme link so you can watch along with us. That's Saturday. Brings us into Sunday. Well, is there a Western Cinema on Jedi Bills?
There is. That would be at 3 p.m. And we are going to be watching Guns of the Magnificent Seven, where George Kennedy takes over the lead role from Yul Brynner.
George Kennedy.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't he have oh, never mind.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, didn't he have a drinking problem back in the day? Or so I heard.
Huh, did he?
Maybe not.
I'm
I don't know.
sure
Maybe
they
he
all did back then.
Okay. It was mentioned in the movie I saw him in, but never mind. Oh, I'm thinking of Arthur Kennedy. My mistake, not George Kennedy.
yeah.
Sorry. Never mind. Just don't listen to me. Okay.
Right. And then that after that, you're gonna.
After that, probably one that you don't know because we haven't put the link up for this yet. But at about, if all goes well, at about 5:30 or so, Sin's Corner and I are going to do a spoiler review of Eli Roth's Thanksgiving.
Oh wow!
So we're going to hash that out, and we are going to go into spoilers. So yeah. So be forewarned, because we definitely have some. We definitely have some good points, but we do have a couple of questions as well. So yeah. It's going to be a fun one.
There you go. Is that going to be? Will that actually be your unscripted, or does that lead into unscripted?
No. Right now, I really don't have anything planned for unscripted. There's something that popped up today, and I don't know if it's going to be a big enough news story for me to do an entire show on it. But as of right now, unscripted is going to go. I'm just not 100% on what the topic is going to be yet.
Okay, fair enough. And I did want to just let Nate know that no, you don't put whiskey into eggnog. If you're going to put anything, it should be brandy. But of course, yeah, for Netter it'll be non-alcoholic because she wants just the straight.
I want to taste the nog.
No, the nog is the booze. You want to taste the egg.
I want my dessert.
Nog is the alcoholic part. But that's fine.
Don't judge me.
That's fine. I don't judge you. I'm just being linguistic pedant. But okay, yeah. Which of course brings us around to, we are doing Geeky Geezers this week, right?
Yes.
Okay. And what are some of the things we're going to be talking about on Geeky Geezers?
I just sent you an article. Apparently, there's a lot of problems with
all of Hollywood. Yes, I agree.
Getting involved with a certain conflict over there, and people are now getting fired from positions and stuff. It's a big cluster.
I might be talking about this on Unscripted on Sunday. So yeah,
we'll be talking about that. But we got other stuff. We got I never remember what I send you. Hold on.
I've sent you some too.
We're not going to talk
about. You just probably haven't looked at them yet.
I looked at. Hold on. Let me see what I got here. I'm not going to. You didn't want to talk about Doctor Who, so we're not going to do that. Hold on. Oh yeah, Indiana Jones is finished according to Disney. Yes, that's the whole thing.
Yeah,
they finished it. Yeah.
In other news, water is wet. Right?
We'll talk about the whole Coyote versus Acme because that's been going on for a couple weeks now. I figure we might as well talk about it since it's a slow week.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we got some stuff. I'll try to come up with a couple more articles for Sunday, but yeah.
And looks like some game news talking about Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah, it's done too.
Yep.
I don't care.
I don't either, but this is one that it should be dead. And
if I want to play the old game, I can. If I even want to play that.
Exactly.
Well, I don't know if y'all want to report on this, but for those people who are sending packages around Christmas and stuff, the USPS is raising their postal rates, so you might want to get like your forever stamps now before they go up again.
Yep.
Maybe I'll look for that. That's a good idea. Okay.
Oh yeah, I only buy the forever stamps. I mean, I got a ton of them because I'm continually buying them, but I will never have to buy stamps again and never pay more than that same cover price I paid.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm telling you, money. It's,
it takes a lot of money to run a business badly.
Well, I know. Just look at the company we used to work for.
Well, there's a lot of companies I could point to. We were just talking about Mattel last Sunday, so there you go.
Yeah, I wonder if there's any more toy news. Actually, we're coming in close. You know what? I'll see if there's a Black Friday story to talk about. Huh? That might be interesting.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'll see if I can dig one of those out. Yeah, maybe, you know, if there's a disaster that happens according to Black Friday. Those are always fun. The reading about the horror stories of the Circuit City stuff on cheapassgamer.com. I used to like that. But no more Circuit City. They're done.
True.
Where service is state of the art. Remember? That was the whole tagline they had.
Yep. All right. That's all I got.
Alrighty.
Lady Mist throwing up the links. That is the link for Friday Night Last Call, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Oh, thank you so much.
The link for Thursday Things, which will be a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving.
I should have the link up.
Yep.
And my little contribution to Thanksgiving, I will be joining Jedi Bill at 3 p.m. for Action Theater. And we are going to be watching the Finnish action movie Sisu from earlier this year. So.
And it looks like while we were on, Big Al just dropped a 10-word review of the Hunger Games thingy-whatser.
That's a good one.
He didn't drop a 10-word review
just
for
got
this
it.
episode?
Well, no. But no, he was he a 10-word review. Either he
The thing
usually with the 10-word reviews, it wasn't good enough for him to do a full-on review. It's usually that was whatever,
I
or
could do it
this was terrible.
in 4 words. Many foreigners, lots of donuts. Or actually, it's 5 words.
Oh, you
or-
mean in tonight's episode? Yeah,
Loud
yeah.
foreigners, many
Exactly.
donuts. There we go. 4 words.
Icelanders. Guy's in love with that Icelandic woman. Did you see that? That was-
I mean, she was attractive enough, but
And she's like, I'm just being polite, dude.
yeah,
Go
it's
away.
like,
was that cringy? Is that what you're thinking?
yeah.
Yeah, she was just a little,
A little
young
Me
for him.
Too-ish, maybe. These were in the days before there was a Me Too. I say that, and yet, Audrey pulls her little, Me Too coup, right? So, the more things stay the same, right? Anyway. All right.
All right. Well, here is an off-topic bit of news that may or may not interest some people. It seems that Amazon Prime Video has canceled 3 shows after
Really?
their first seasons.
No kidding.
The Horror of Dolores Roach, Harlan Coben's Shelter, and With Love Are No More.
Oh, okay.
Considering I never heard of any of those 3.
I had actually heard some pretty good things about the Dolores Roach program.
Okay. It might have been good, but
it might have been, but unfortunately, it's not going to continue. At least not at Amazon. And Shelter being canceled kind of surprises me in a way because Harlan Coben does have a deal with them. And there was it's slipping my mind right now. They just oh yeah, right. They over on Netflix, they have pulled Mike Flanagan's film Hush from their lineup, which is unfortunate because A, it's a very good movie, and B, it's not on physical media. There's no Blu-ray or
pity.
Anything for it, and that surprises me also because he's done several series for them that have been very successful. You think they would keep his movie on their
Lost media.
service. But
It's more lost media.
yeah. Who, what, and what, Nate says. Well, I had heard of the first two. With Love is a romantic comedy. I don't know anything about it past that. I'm hearing about it for the first time now, to be honest. I think this was just a case of three shows that just kind of slipped in under the radar. It kind of needed word of mouth to help them, and unfortunately, they didn't get it. Lady Miss dropping the link for Films with Friends. All right, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up for tonight. I think we've covered it. We're getting to the end of season 1 here, the last few episodes, and this is when things are really going to start to heat up, as you may have been able to tell. All right, we'll go around the panel. Netter, any last words?
Well, I usually end the stream.
Oh,
But
okay.
you want me to go
Well,
first,
okay.
I definitely will.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, we'll get back to you then. Boomer.
Oh, okay.
Nothing. A lot of new twists and turns in this episode, I thought, and some good Icelandic singing. So yeah, this is a win.
Right on. Troy.
Yeah, a lot of great things to look forward to. I hope everyone has a wonderful Thanksgiving, and if you have any really nice dreams about Audrey between now and next week, it's probably best that you don't share them with us, okay? Thanks.
All right. I, of course, would like to thank everyone who watched the show with us, everybody who has been in the chat. Lady Mist, Lady V Elements, Dee Dee Myers Jr., JPRPH1, Geek Flag with Nate Knows 1973, Evelyn Hampton, Lester San Jose the Skeptic Tank, and let me scroll up here. I want to make sure I did not forget anyone. And oh yes, Orville Nation, Big Al Presents, and Plush Time TV. All right. And happy birthday to Plush Time TV, if you're still listening.
Happy birthday.
Okay. All right. Hit the like, share the stream, sub to one another, and if you're not yet sub to myself or anybody in the panel or in the chat, now's the perfect time, because as PJ of Orville Nation says, we grow together. All right. Before I let Netter take us out, good night, take care, stay strong, because this is how we win. Netter.
Well, y'all know what I always say. We can talk amongst ourselves, and that's all well good and fun. But it is so much more fun when you guys are joining us in the chat, and you're dropping comments, questions, trivia, being goofy, whatever it may be. And it doesn't feel like we're separated by miles or continents in some cases. It feels like we're hanging out in the same room, kind of, like at the lodge there, with the Norwegians. And we're just having a really great time. And you guys aren't just our friends. You are our family. We love you guys, and we appreciate you so very much. You can be anywhere right now, and you choose to be here. That is so encouraging. Not just for the panel, but for everybody else that's in the chat. Just seeing the familiar names and, saying hi to everybody. It's so encouraging. And sometimes you just need a little encouragement during your day. And a simple hello does that. So I want to thank you all for joining us tonight. Don't forget, we're going to have another episode coming up. And remember to subscribe to the members of the panel, the members of the chat. And if you think you are already sub to members of the panel, members of the chat, double check to make sure you are, because YouTube, they like to take away subs. So thank you again, and have a wonderful Thanksgiving.
All right. That was live from Sparkwood in 21. I want to once again thank everyone for being here. We will return next week for episode 6, Realization Time.